Here we are.
All right. Are we live?
I think we are, yeah. It's so hard to tell with these.
Oh, yes, there we are. Yay! Hello, everyone. All right, give us a second while we just share this across.
Oh, yes,
if you're
let's do that.
jumping on, say hey and let us know how you're going.
Oh, here we are. We're there. Woo-hoo.
We are. Yay.
Okay.
Yeah. This is going to be so much fun, guys. I'm just going to share this over into my groups, just so everybody who wants to jump on and catch this live, they can. Otherwise, you guys already know there'll be a replay up. Excellent.
Dun, dun, dun.
Beautiful. All right, so welcome everybody. My name's Anna T. Brooks, Sovereign Energy Alchemist, losing my voice apparently now. And today I'm going to be interviewing the glorious Kai Ashley, and she is going to be giving you guys a little bit more details about what it is that she does specifically and how it is that she weaves her magic in the world. She's a spiritual success coach and breathwork tapping EFT master. And I want to start, I guess, a little bit with, well, first of all, thanking Kai for being here and for coming on for the interview, and also obviously for coming into Soul Journey. So for those of you who don't know about Soul Journey, you'll see the link in the post. You can go and check it out afterwards and see exactly what this is all about. It's a 6-month one-on-one intimate expansion container. And in this beautiful journey, I have called in 6 amazing expansion artists that are going to be with you through the whole time, and you're going to have one-on-one sessions with each of them. And Kai is one of the beautiful souls that when this came through to me and got downloaded to me, I knew I had to reach out to her and ask her if this would be aligned for her to come in and join me with, because I know the power of what she does, the impact that she has with the people that she works with the process that she takes them through. And as well, you know, with my own experience, as you guys know, with Soul Journey, it's all about things that I've been through myself, the journey that I've been through, and what I've known to be most transformative and most effective in building up my journey of who I was to who I am and how I continue to expand. And you guys know that one of the things I love more than anything is I like quick results. I like things that can shift you instantaneously, which is always just down to your energy, right? Things that can really give you that change that you need in the moment, because so many of us are dealing with such intense things day to day that we need to have things that we can rely on that will actually shift that for us. But then also looking at this from a long-term point of view, it's all well and good to shift something in the moment, but if you can't sustain that, if you can't actually have the process and the tools and the support in place to maintain that, you're always going to be on this massive seesaw, right? And life is enough of a seesaw as it is without us having to really have no idea how to manage ourselves or how to even transmute the energies that we have, right? Because we don't want to manage ourselves constantly. We want to be able to shift into what we want. And EFT for me was one of those things, along with breath work, which is actually the two main things that Kai will explain how she's combined them. For me, was huge, right? Because when I first started and came across EFT, for those who have no idea what it is, I'm sure Kai will explain the basics and everything. But with the tapping, what I found is the magic in how quickly it can shift your internal energy, how quickly it can shift your state, your thoughts, and actually get you out of, you know, really difficult situations, or really just get you into a vibe of what you want. If you have to be feeling better, if you have to be feeling on, if you have to, like, you know, go out and present yourself, especially, you know, so many of us are entrepreneurs. If you are relying on that and needing to also, you know, be able to channel that energy, and sometimes you're just not feeling it, there is so much power in this process. And having done it myself for so long, you just with any modality, you come to a point where you realize it's all well and good to listen, you know, download the freebies and go and watch the YouTube videos and follow along with this and that. And that's great. And don't get me wrong, I got heaps of momentum from it. But there comes a time when you realize that it's time for me to go deeper. It's time for me to get this personalized to me. And that's where the magic of what Kai does really, really comes in, because having that depth, having that clarity, and having that personalization is so, so, so crucial, because otherwise you're constantly in that sort of learning the basics phase, and you're never actually getting to the stage where this becomes something that you can rely on and that you can actually facilitate yourself through for the longer term, right? And that's with any soul journey, with any kind of personal development, with any kind of personal growth. That's just crucial, right? If you're always looking for the band-aid, if you're always looking for somebody else to be the band-aid, to stick over the issue that you're having, to stick over the struggle, the challenge, whatever it is, you're always going to be relying on something outside of yourself. And having the tools and having the support to actually be able to start taking this in for yourself, and to be able to rely on yourself, and to have a coach and someone who can actually support you through that, is where the growth happens. That's how you get from, I was a different person last year, I'm a different person this year, and it's actually stuck. I've actually maintained this, I'm actually changing, not I've just stuck some band-aids on and they just keep coming off, and now I'm just back to where I was, right? So this is something that made such a huge difference in my life, which is why I knew that, you know, when the download came through for Soul Journey, I needed to have Kai if she was kind enough to join me in this journey, because she is the best of the best, right? And that was the whole intention. I needed to find the people that are the best of the best at what they do, because I want you guys to have access to that level. I don't want you guys searching out, you know, the latest freebie and the latest whatever quick hack or whatever it is. I want you guys to actually work with the best of the best and the masters in their fields. And I'm just getting shivers now, because I know how magical that is, having done work with so many amazing expansion artists and so many people in my journey that have done this for me, that is where the real transformation happens. It's when you actually get to work with someone at that level. And within Soul Journey, you're going to get to work with Kai in a one-on-one session with her. So I would love to bring Kai on into the center stage. And I would love you to just kind of start with, I guess, explaining, how did you come to do what you do? Why are you so passionate about it? And a little bit about your unique modality that you've kind of created for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm so excited to share, because the reason why I do what I do is because I'm obsessed about helping people heal. And I know it sounds cliche, but access their own inner power. Like, literally, we have this power within us to heal, to change, to create, to transform. And I know this firsthand because I used to have PTSD that made me really reactive and like a big crybaby. And I used to have social anxiety, which made me really abrasive. And I was very loud, but I would like get people off guard. And it was because I was so scared of people. I also then would physicalize my stuff. So I had a lot of physical stuff. I had chronic fatigue, which the doctors told me I'd be sick with forever. I did not believe them. So I threw their sick pills in the bin, and I went home and healed myself within 8 months and got my full energy back. Years after that, my chronic lung issues that I had came to a head, turned into chronic lung disease and almost killed me, which I healed naturally with the type of method that I share today. So I've seen actual physical issues, even like sciatica and IBS and asthma, that doctors say is impossible to heal. I've healed them in clients. I've healed things in myself that I'm told is impossible to do. So I'm on a bit of a rampage to let everyone know that this stuff exists, and that we don't have to be stuck in these paradigms that make us feel like things can't change. So the method I do is all about getting into the cellular structure of your body, where we hold the trauma. And everybody has trauma. It's not just like battlefields and car accidents. It's even feeling misunderstood as a child. It's feeling like you can't have a voice, or like you have to people please. That all creates trauma, and it's stuck negative energy in your body. So my method is like sort of like a spiritual vacuum cleaner. We go in with the breath, with the tapping, with the energy work and the advanced talk therapy psychology, and we just clear it all out of your system so that you've got a higher vibration, and we rewire your neural pathways. We literally dissolve the trauma that creates disease. And we give you loads of clarity. And it sounds cliche again, but actual luck. It makes you much like really lucky when you do this work.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'd love to hear a little bit more, for those who might not be familiar with what tapping is at all. what is kind of the background of tapping, and how does that actually kind of work in releasing things?
Yeah, well, tapping, it uses the acupuncture meridian. So we have all these power points on our bodies, like where when you tap them or put a little metallic metal needle in them, it will help to free up the pathways in your body. It's sort of like if you live in a house and you have a really big storm happen and then the lights go out and you think that you don't have any way to turn the lights back on. That's what happens when we have negative experiences. The lights turn off, and that's when we get the trauma, the repetitive cranky moods, the fear, the insecurities. And so what tapping does is it shows you where the fuse box is to just go and turn the lights back on. So we pulse the energy through the body, which actually really works. It's not as woo-woo as it sounds. It's just is what it is. It works. You pulse the energy through your body through tapping on different meridians. And I add in breath work, which sometimes I don't even do the tapping portion. I just do like the breath work and the advanced psychology. And what this does is it goes into the cellular structure of your body where you store all of the pent up negative energy. It goes into the neural pathways of your brain, and it rewires your brain, and it clears out the trauma in your body. Our brains, we're designed to have all these shortcuts, like how when you drive to work, you might not even think about it and you'll end up at work and you have no idea how you got there. Well, that's the same with our brains. If we have an experience, we will create a meaning around it as a child. So if our parents don't talk to us, for instance, we will make it mean that we're not good enough or that it's not safe to express our emotions. And so our brain creates that shortcut. And what we do in tapping is we go and we disrupt the shortcut and we create a new line of thought. So rather than those repetitive mind chatter, monkey mind thinking of constantly where you hear those negative thoughts pop up, we just go and literally delete the thoughts from your neural pathways. It does take repetition, but as you repeat it, just like going to the gym, you'll see your brain change.
Yeah, exactly. And that's really crucial. I want to touch on something that you mentioned that's so often misunderstood, that people think, okay, well, what trauma do I have to clear? Like, I haven't had anyone die, I haven't had any like horrible breakup, I haven't like been abused or anything like that. And of course, many people have. But I know for a lot of people that I've worked with, they've kind of wondered about that. And I really love what you touched on, that it's not trauma in terms of what you might think, that society deems trauma. It's what your body has internalized as trauma. And that can be literally anything. Like in the work that I've done, there were times when I had to clear something that was said to me once in high school or in primary school, one teacher that said one thing or one student that said one thing that to anybody else would not have even made a dent, and it didn't, right? And it's that idea of like, if you have 5 people in a room and the same thing happens, those 5 people are going to walk away with an entirely different scenario of what happened based on their internal stuff. One child may, 2 children may grow up in an abusive household. One child may completely take that on as their fault because of the way that they perceived things at the time. And the other child is going to be completely not even affected by it at all because they were so detached from it right from the beginning. So it's not the situation necessarily. It's not the things that have happened to you. It's not the trauma or untrauma that you think of. It's where you've actually taken it on. And as a child, as you know, like between like especially the age of like 0 and 7, we don't have that ability to rationally understand what's going on. We just take things as whatever they happen to mean to us at the moment. There could be one little offhand comment that somebody said in your family that to nobody else it got even picked up, but to you it did, and your body held that. And that's where, like when you talk about, shifting that energy using the different meridians and with the energy centers, that's exactly it. Because so often we focus on just the psychological or just the spiritual and the mind and all of this kind of stuff. And we go through a journey where we finally start to figure out that actually our body holds so much. It holds the keys to so much of what we want, of so much of what's blocking us, of what's actually, like you said, physical things that we've had our whole lives, physical symptoms, diseases, whatever it is. They are ways that energy has become blocked, that has become stagnant, that has become toxic in our body based on things that we've gone through. And clearing that, allowing those channels to move clearly and through again, is so crucial. So crucial. So I'd love to know what kind of, I guess, common challenges or, goals do people have when they come to you for tapping? What are some of the most often ones that you hear of, like, I'd love to get through
Yeah.
this, or I'd love to get to this, that kind of stuff?
Honestly, it's been so varied. Um, a big theme is usually entrepreneurs who want to launch their business and feel insecure. They feel like they're not good enough and they're attaching their business to their worth. And that really gets in the way and sabotages their success. So that's been a big part of what I've done. I've helped people overcome phobia of being on video so that they can then launch their careers through video and things like that. I have quite a lot of women who come to me because they feel unlucky in love, and relationships is something that I've always been good for. It's one of those second nature things. I've had some ups and downs in my early life, but I really learned from them. So I help people remove basically any blocks in the way. But most recently, what I'm really loving doing is really focusing on the physical stuff. I recently helped a client who was told that she would have to have an operation to heal her sciatic pain, which she was in excruciating pain for 9 years. And yeah, the doctor said there was no hope unless she had an operation. But she didn't do that. She came and worked with me instead. And over a matter of months of going in and repeating the work and approaching it from different angles, we healed and we dissolved the pain completely, even though it was from an injury. So I'm really passionate about helping people heal the physical, because it's actually emotional stuff like people pleasing and not being able to use your voice, feeling scared, feeling like you don't trust your own decisions. And it just solidifies and condenses itself until it becomes physical. So anyone that has physical stuff, I love working with them because it's such a drastic change where you can really see. So yeah, there's so many different things that I've helped people with, but right now my focus is probably mostly really helping people heal the physical, and then the people pleasing and the setting boundaries underneath that, which actually helps people then manifest their desires.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's also, it's a very efficient entry point, I think, because everybody knows what their physical issues are, right?
Yeah.
If you ask someone, what are you struggling with in your body? Everybody knows if they have pain, if they have, digestive issues, if they have whatever, they can identify that really quickly. Whereas sometimes it can take a little longer to realize that, oh, I have like stuff from my third grade teacher that I have to deal with, right? That can take a little longer. So, and so often when we can clear the things within our body, so much comes up because of that. Like it's like this one thing that just clears out, and then suddenly it's like the energy that just moves through the body, and what actually goes in place of that stagnant energy, just like intuition is one thing that comes through so quickly, is like suddenly the person knows, oh, well, now that I've gotten rid of this, I get to, go move my body in this way. I get to go join a gym. I get to go do some yoga. I get to do this. Like there's so much more in tune with their body. And again, this is exactly why, I wanted to reach out to you to come into Soul Journey, because this is so crucial, right? We get so bogged down in the journaling and the mindset work and the everything underneath, which is so crucial as well. But we forget how much our body just literally drives everything that we do. It drives our emotions, it drives our thoughts, it drives our patterns, it drives everything. And sometimes, very often actually, it's most efficient to start with the body, because, and I've said this, previously so many times, that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. If we were not meant to be in a human body, if we were not meant to have a physical body, we would just be conscious blobs floating around. And that's it. We have a human body for a reason. And when we ignore that in our spiritual growth, and we just try and completely separate and be like, no, my body is not my spirit. Like, yeah, I get that, but you are having a human experience for a reason. And if you ignore that, that is where, your body is going to store all of that ignorance, basically. So,
especially because we're not a body with a spirit. We are a spirit that then condenses down into a body, because matter is all energy. It's just condensed, more denser energy. And so then as we don't allow the emotions to flow through our body, we condense that within our dense physical body. So we've got our spirit, then we condense down into our body, which is obviously very good, but then we trap emotions in our body, and that condenses into physical disease, and it all has an opinion within it. So we can talk to the actual physical issues, and you can find out why it's happening, what it needs to feel safe, what it needs to heal. And every single session we go in and we find out exactly what you need. And it's not just about the physical pain. People think it is at first, but it becomes about finding your voice and being able to create change in your life and self-actualize your desires. So as you heal your body and your physical pain, you see so many things in your life change as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for explaining all of that, because it's something I think your modality is often misunderstood, or at least not seen for how actually crucial it is.
Yeah.
And I am so grateful that I was able to get you on to share that, because there's a reason, right? I specifically chose only 6 people to invite into this container, knowing that you 6 are going to be the ones that provide the most transformation, the most instant transformation, as well as ongoing moving forward. And it's so crucial. And I'm so grateful for your time and for your energy, which is just, being in your energy always just lights me up. Yeah, it's incredible. So everyone, if you're keen to hear more about Soul Journey, you'll see the link in the post to go and jump on there. You will see some more details about Kai on there also, and a bit more details about her session that you'll be receiving inside of Soul Journey. And later on, we'll get this uploaded on there as well, the video of this, so you can actually rewatch it as well and just pick up some more of the gold nuggets. So thank you so much. Very grateful and very blessed that you have agreed to come onto this journey and to facilitate these beautiful souls that are going to come through. And so much love, so much gratitude.
Great. Well, thank you so much. I'm genuinely so excited to be here, and Soul Journey is going to be amazing. So yeah, definitely can't wait to see everyone who joins and all the wonderful things that we create together. Yay.
Beautiful. Thank you guys. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.